Hello there, my name is Thomas O'Regan, and over the last 3.5 years, me and my wife have built an 11 property portfolio. One of the most important things, which I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I haven't mastered it yet. One of the most important things in becoming a property investor is surrounding yourself, getting a very good team around you. Now, I am the driving force of my property portfolio growth and everything about my property portfolio. It is where it is today because of my vision and where I wanted it to be. Um, and generally, I need people to help me along the path, but every time that I've got people to help me, they are like a team member, they are just filling a role, filling a very small purpose along the way. I'm constantly having to upgrade my team members and move on and source the person or the people that are best suited to help me to get my portfolio to the next level. And I guess I see it as a bit of a shame because I haven't had any real team members with me. Like I haven't had any mortgage brokers. I haven't had any property managers. I haven't had any accountants that have been with me for the whole time and have sort of like guided me along the way, which would be really nice. Like for example, I had like a accountant that was doing my accounting, and he also had like 20 investment properties, and I could just speak to him and be like, what should I do, next steps, like how should I structure this, as a mentor sort of thing. Like you can find those sort of people, but for me, I haven't had that. I've just been being very scrappy about it all, and I've just been getting people to help me just that little bit, and then once you know I've taken them as far as I could, then I've discarded them to move and upgrade onto the next one. So I'll give you an example. Conveyances. I've used conveyances before, and for example, I've used a conveyancer in New South Wales, and they were very good, and I would love to use them again. But the thing is, in New South Wales, that conveyancer only operates in New South Wales, and they cannot operate in Victoria. So their role has become redundant for me to move my property portfolio forward, and the same thing with even the conveyancer that I use now in Victoria. They are redundant for the next stage of my property portfolio growth, which the next stage of my property portfolio growth is actually going into commercial property. And when you go into commercial property, or even if you are quite serious in terms of investing in property, and you're doing, I guess, large transactions, or it makes sense to spend a little bit more money for your legal support, then you should look at getting lawyers. Like most of I guess my mentors, in terms of like people I look up to online that are where I want to be in terms of property investing, they have lawyers. They don't have conveyancers, because lawyers know and understand and can do many more things that conveyancers can't. They can get you into complex situations and execute, and they can get you out of very complex situations as well. And when it comes to, growing a large portfolio, and you get deep into property investing, things start to get a little bit complicated, and the way you structure things to constantly be pushing forward in that growth. So yeah, that's about it for today, and hopefully I gave you guys a little bit of insight in what it takes along the way. Getting team members, getting support. I just want to say one last thing: the actual finding people to put on your team is an actual skill. Like when you talk to a potential conveyancer, a potential property manager, a potential lawyer, you are essentially interviewing them the same as you should be interviewing an employee if an employee was to work for you in your company. So you want to find out if this person aligns with your vision, if they're gonna help fulfill the purpose that you need within your property investment business at the time, and so on and so forth. So when I look for that new team member, whenever it is, like for example, I'm interviewing lawyers at the moment, I interview literally as many lawyers as I possibly can. And the more I interview, the better I get at understanding how to find the best one for me. And I might start out asking really basic questions, and as I interview more and more lawyers, I become more familiar and comfortable with prying and asking good questions. The more lawyers I speak to, because each one gives me a little bit more knowledge that I can use to either research or find out how and what questions I should be asking. Because I'll tell you, when I called the first lawyer about commercial property, which is something I'm not very familiar with at all, I pretty much just straight up asked them, "Hey, do you do this specific task? Like, do you read lease agreements?" And they just say yes, and then it's like, okay, great. So, but you don't want someone that just reads lease agreements. You want someone that is the best expert at understanding, reading, and negotiating lease agreements. You need to be able to ask them the questions that to actually find out the answers to that to those to what you want to know. And if you just simply asking them, "Do you read lease agreements?" that tells you nothing. Like, anyways, see you guys next time. If you have any questions, any property investment questions, just hit me up and subscribe if you like this channel. Bye.